he'll handle it fine. I think he's had enough game time experience to step in the role, and you know, he's got to have 2 good weeks of preparation, and we all believe in him.
Connor, how do you feel? Do you feel more comfortable after these couple of weeks, and do you now feel like I'm the starting quarterback in South Carolina, it's my job?
Absolutely, I feel more confident after a road win like that, and a pretty solid performance in Kentucky. But like I said, confidence comes in game time experience, and I think I'm developing game by game.
Connor, where is this team emotionally after the last week? There's just been so much happen around here, ending with Marcus's season-ending injury. Just, I guess, kind of where are you guys at in your mind as you sort of, you know, take over a leadership role on this team?
I think it's how you respond to adversity. This team's pretty good at it. We've had to all season, and you know, Marcus's injury is a blow to our offense as well as team. But you know, we have to step up and move on.
Connor, does it seem a little weird, a little strange to you not having that security blanket back there behind you and Marcus?
It does. I mean, it always helps when you have him back there with you. But you know, like I said, we have to move on. We have to depend on Brandon, and I think he'll step in the role just fine.
Let's go back.
Connor, how do you feel like this team is going to respond to this adversity? You mentioned that this is adversity. Do you guys see it as a challenge? Do other people from the outside maybe, are they overestimating the emotional toll that something like this would take when Marcus is out?
I mean, I guess time will tell. We'll see once we get on the game field. But you know, as far as in the locker room and practice field, we've handled it well. You know, we're trying to stay positive. You know, we can't just come to a halt just because of an injury. You know, it's very unfortunate, but we have to move on.
Connor, how did things look to you, going through your progressions, play calling, everything, Kentucky versus Mississippi State?
I think you just have to have that road game, you know, especially the SEC game under your belt. You know, I feel a lot more confident. And like I said before, I didn't handle it as well as I should, but it'll come.
Connor, what's happened? You know, a lot of people could not have predicted what has occurred the last couple of weeks. Is this kind of like an example to you personally of why you prepare and why you work as hard as you can, because you just never know what might happen?
Exactly. I think you know, when you're a backup or you know, whatever the case may be, you have to prepare all the time. You know, just like you injury away, and that's what coaches, you know, harp on. And you know, whatever the situation is, when you're not on the game field, you have to be preparing like you will be.
When you sit there and see that you're a 6-1 football team, you're still very much in the mix to win the East and do big things, ranked inside the top 15. But you hear so many people now kind of down on the program, the season's a loss. It's, you know, how do you handle that, knowing that you're still in position to get every goal that you had?
You know, I think it's promising because we haven't played to the ability we can, and we know we haven't. And to be 6-1 and haven't played to the potential that we could play, it's promising. But you know, we can't get away the next, you know, 3 or 4 games by just playing like we have. We have to step it up.
Connor, talk about that last drive. I think you were 4 of 4. You also had a couple of runs, and how you can build on that going into the future.
It's you know, when you're down in the 4th quarter in an SEC road game like that, and you come away with the last drive, it boosts your confidence, you know, as a team, as a quarterback. You know, I think when we're in that situation again, we'll come back to the Mississippi State game and say we could do this. So.
Connor, you touched on this a moment ago. These road games coming up, and the one you just had, by the time you get back to Columbia, you would have started in really 4 road games this season. What's that do for your confidence playing in these hostile environments, Starkville and coming up here in Knoxville?
I think Mississippi State was a good test for me, you know, especially with the next 2 road games we're about to experience. It's just good to have one under your belt.
Give us a little insight into Brandon Wiles, what kind of personality he has. Is he a quiet guy? Is he a boisterous guy? How do you think personality-wise he'll fit into such a big role right now?
I think he'll fit just fine. Being a freshman, you know, he's very humble. He has a very good work ethic. He's dedicated. He'll be just fine, and this role.
I was wondering if you could just talk a little bit about your sibling dynamic. Your brother Jabo, he's a quarterback at Georgia Southern. Just talk about your relationship, how much you keep up with him, if you guys have a little bit of a rivalry between each other and who does better week in and week out.
No, definitely not a rival. We talk 3 or 4 times a day. You know, we've been best friends since we were little, and he's helped me so much and me while I've been here. And you know, we talk after every game, before every game. Any advice, I can call him, and if he has any advice, he can call me. And it works out good.
Connor, during the plays when Bruce was running for the Wildcat, just being on the sidelines, did that help you in any way as far as any perspective on what Mississippi State was doing defensively or getting a different look at it?
Yeah, definitely. I think especially that last drive, I was able just to, you know, see what the defense were doing, you know, take a deep breath, go back out there. I thought the coaches did really well of implementing him in the game plan.
Connor, the offensive line has kind of been a little bit up and down the past few weeks. What have you been saying to them? What are they working on to obviously make sure you're protected, and obviously going to be opening holes for Brandon a couple of weeks?
You know, we're keeping positive about it. You know, it's just not on our offensive line. You know, our skilled guys have made good plays and bad plays. Our offensive line has made good plays and bad plays, and we'll keep correcting the mistakes that we're making and get better.
John. About Brandon again, he talked a little bit earlier this season about hearing the talk about him moving to fullback and not really a lot of expectations of him this year. Could you see that in the locker room and see that in his personality, that he was taking kind of offense and wanting to prove some people wrong?
I think Brandon's just a guy that he's going to do whatever the coaches tell him to do. He's very flexible. Like I said, he's very dedicated to his team. He's going to do whatever he can to improve it.
Connor, how different is it for you without Steven here anymore? I mean, maybe when you're preparing as a starting quarterback, you know you've got him on the sideline to come in if something doesn't go the right way. Now, you know, maybe that's a safety net that's not there anymore. Or do you view it any different? How differently do you view it?
I really don't. I mean, the only thing different is I'm preparing to be a starter instead of a backup now. And even when I was a backup, I was preparing like I was going to start. It doesn't really change. When I come on the sideline, I have my coaches. I didn't really think of it as a safety blanket or anything like that.
I would imagine it's, but last week it's been kind of hard to avoid, you know, some of what's been said in the media and also by fans. Do you feel like at times you got to remind people that this team is 6-1, that you're still, you know, ranked inside the top 20, got some attention from the BCS on Sunday? Do you feel like, you know, that you have to say, hey, you know, this thing's still on track?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, we reassure ourselves, you know, we're in position, but we know we can't continue to play like we are to win. So, you know, we have to correct our mistakes and get better.
Connor, now that there's not an experienced quarterback behind you, when you're running the football, I don't know, are you conscious of that? Like, you know, I have to avoid taking a big hit, or I need to make sure that I get down in time?
Yeah, and coaches harp on that, you know, get what you can and get down. Don't take any unnecessary big hits or anything like that. But I feel like the last 2 games I've done a pretty good job of getting down.
Connor, how much confidence does it give you with where the defense is played? You feel like you don't have to be perfect every single time out, that they've always got your back?
It's very, you know, it's reassuring, and it takes a little pressure off the offense knowing that our defense is going to go out there. But, you know, we can't rely on the defense and just, you know, assume that they're going to make big plays and get the offense back on the field. We have to score every series.
With Marcus out, obviously when he was in there, he carried a significant amount of the load. Do you see the running back, Brandon, doing the same thing, or is it going to have to be more of a committee? And do you see Bruce Ellington fitting into that committee?
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll go over with the coaches. You know, they'll come up with a game plan, and our players will adapt. But I'm not sure.
Knowing that, Connor, kind of the uncertainty now with, I guess, Marcus out, is this good timing for you guys to have an extra week?
It's perfect timing. I think the players, you know, we have a lot of players banged up and just nagging injuries, and I think it's a great time for a bye week.
Connor, as a follow-up to the previous question about you running the ball, I think you ran 16 times in Mississippi State. Now with Marcus out, do you envision sort of having a role in the running game sort of expand or less because of really no experience at backup quarterback?
I'm not sure. That's a good question, but you know, like I said, the coaches will go over, you know, game tape and we'll come with a game plan. If I'm in, you know, more of the game plan run the ball, then I believe I can handle that, but I'm not sure.
Connor, do you think the chemistry on this team is different this year than last year to withstand the losses that it's had, especially with Marcus?
Yeah, I think we can respond better to adversity. You know, we had to last year as well, but you just look at the way we've played. You know, we've played from behind. I don't believe last year we've made any comebacks as much as we have this year. And you know, offensively, we've struggled, and our defense has made up for it. But you know, we respond well to adversity.
Connor, right here. Have you talked to Steven? Did he send you a text, anything like that? Good luck, anything like that?
I have not. You know, he said good luck before the Kentucky game when he was here, but I haven't heard from him since he's left here.
Anything else for Connor?
Appreciate it.